So the configuration would be that solar is the priority. That is, the main source of power is solar. So when solar fails, when solar goes out, say in the evening, and when sun sets, we don't have solar that time, mains should take over. Mains will continue, and then if mains fails, generator should take over. And if there is mains and there is solar, mains should be off while solar should continue. So in this configuration, we are going to be making use of these three breakers, which is going to serve as sources of power to these contactors, the contactor coil. What we're actually doing is just the control system. And then we're going to make use of some auxiliary switches, which we are going to attach on the contactors. So let us go ahead and do the wiring. All right, so the first thing to do is that we're going to attach the auxiliary switch to this one. We'll be making use of two like this because this is our priority contactor. So we're going to attach it this way. This one. So this one, we don't need an auxiliary block on this one. So what is going to happen is that we're going to now do the interlock. The interlock is what will determine which one is the priority and which one comes next and which one follows. So let us connect this neutral of each of these contactor. We're going to take, let us take A2. Remember, I told you we have what we have here. We have A2 here. We also have A2 here and A1 here. So A2, A1, these are the terminals for the coil of this contactor. So you can use A1 and A2 or use A1 and this A2. So A2 and A2, they are linked together. All right. So we can take A2 to be our common neutral. So it's going to go to this one. And this one is going to go to this one. And we lock it up. When we lock it up, we take this one. And then it will go to this one. And then we lock it up. And this is our main neutral. We're going to add it here. And then we lock it up. So first, we're going to take the A1 of this third contactor. We're going to take the A1, this coil, and we're going to connect it to this auxiliary, the normally closed terminal of this one. So we're going to slap this out, the A1. And then we're going to connect it to this one, normally closed. So we're going to connect this one also from this normally closed All right. So this is coming from the coil of this one. It went from here into this normally closed, which is the auxiliary, this one here, and then it came out here. All right. What that means is that when this contactor is on, if this one goes down like this one should go off. Let me demonstrate it immediately. So this is the source. So if we connect this one, you see this one will close. But because this coil passed through the normally closed terminal of this auxiliary block, if this contactor makes, this one will open. So if we push it down, you see this one has de-energized. And if we release it again, it's going to energize. All right? But we're not going to leave it that way. So the next thing is that we're going to take this same wire from this normally closed. We're going to take it back to this normally closed in this one. Remember, this one has double auxiliary block. And then finally, we're going to take it from this side. So we're going to take it from this side. So what that means is that if we energize this one, this one is energized. If this one goes down, this one will open. And if this one goes down, this one will open. What that means is that if any of these two is on, this one cannot be on. This is the generator. If this one is on, this one cannot be on. If this one is on, this one cannot be on. That is what we have achieved. So now we're going to take this one to this breaker, which is the third one. We're going to use this breaker as source to this one. Okay, so this is rounded up. So the next one is this other contactor. So we're going to take the A1 of this one and put it on the normally closed of the second auxiliary block. This wire is going to be enough. Let's see. So we're taking this A1 here. And then it's going into this aux block. All right, it goes here. And then, of course, we're going to take it out from here. So this, if we're going to test it, connect power to it, you see this one has depressed. So this particular one cannot close because this one is depressed. And this normally closed auxiliary that is here is open, meaning there is no way power can go to this one. Even if you start your generator, it cannot close. All right? But if solar comes back up and this one goes down, this one will open, meaning it can never, the two sources of power can never collide. They can never connect together. All right? We'll leave it that way. So this particular one now, we're going to connect it to the second breaker. All right? Put this away. And then, finally, we're going to connect the A1 of this first contactor. In the A1 of this contactor, this one is going to come This one is going to come here to the first circuit breaker. All right. So this is wired. So what we're going to do is we're going to now connect all the sources. We're going to connect all the sources, this one for generator, this one for mains, and this one for solar. But before then, let me label these things correctly. So we'll label this one. This is solar. Let's label this one solar. I hope that is clear enough. This one is our mains. And this last one is our gensets. I will label this one. Okay. So also, we can label this one. This is our breaker set. And this is going to be solar S, mains M, and genset G. Okay. So let us connect all those power sources. We're going to open this hole. Sorry, covered it. So this is going to be our solar source. That's what it is. This one is going to be our mains. It's going to be our mains. And then this, of course, is our generator source. All right. So this time we're going to connect our indicators to enable us to see clearly when we are going to run our test. So the first indicator is on generator, the second one on mains, and the third one on solar. And then when that is done, we are going to run the neutral wires on these indicators. So you're just going to go from the solar indicator onto the mains indicator, and from mains indicator is going to go to the generator indicator. And when that is done, we are going to wire this neutral down to A2 on the generator contactor. All right, so let's run a quick test on this stuff. Okay, so as I said, we have solar. Solar is on. That is this one. Now you see, let me dim this light a bit so we can see better. You see, we have our solar on. Of course, there is mains, but nothing is going on there. And then even if we start our generator, nothing is going on there. None of this will work until solar goes off. Let us switch off solar. If you look at this, it's only this one that is working. Mains, generator cannot come on. It's not possible. It can only come on when this one is not engaged and this one is not engaged. So